By the end of my presentation, you will be able to understand the food availability and the challenges that are brought by globalization. As we have learned from class, globalization means integrating ideas from one culture to another. The climate in Central Europe is cold and damp, so harvesters have to plan accordingly to the weather and what will grow in the cold climate. It is similar to the Middle East, such as Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, and Turkey. Any of you who are gardeners will know that it will be very difficult to grow vegetation when it is too cold and too damp. Some common foods in this area, as stated by our books, are potatoes, beans, cabbage, and members of the cabbage family, beets, eggs, dairy products, pork, beef, fish, and sea from the Baltic Sea. The climate makes it hard for wheat to grow, so bread is usually made with rye, which gives it the dark color, as seen in the picture below. The most important foods, like I said before, are bread, and also meat. Most importantly is pork. My family had a German exchange student who was a vegetarian, and after reading about Central Europe's eating habits, I'm amazed by how she has stayed a vegetarian after how much her culture supports meat eating. A fun fact about Germany and Switzerland, they love their soft pretzels. Some new ideas that came about were bread baking, farming, and meat processing. German and Czech communities became very involved in the farming business, and you would think that the cattle in the US are on a diet compared to the stocky ones in Europe. Quick question. What are the two common food items in Central Europe? Potatoes and beets. Some challenges that arose from Central Europeans would be immigration to the United States. As our book states, Austrians, Hungarians, Czechs, Slovaks, and Swiss moved to the US for economic and political reasons during the 19th and early 20th centuries, but many of those individuals who were uneducated made employment difficult to find. Also, Alaska was originally part of Russia, and when Alaska was sold to the US, many Russians moved to New York City to find employment and sell or trade their fur. Some food for thought. Many individuals think that European food is healthier than American food, but it all comes down to self-discipline. Also, American food has more sodium and preservatives, but if you have too much of that delicious German chocolate, you will see the weight add-on. I provided the URL in case you wanted to visit it. Because of time constraints, I couldn't exactly give you a detailed version to learn how to bake bread. First, you would add all of the ingredients into a small bowl. After you add the ingredients, knead the dough into a small, smooth ball. Then cover it with plastic wrap, or usually I use a warm washcloth. Put it in a warm space for 1 hour and let it rise. Basically, when you let bread rise, it means doubling in size. After 1 hour, knead the bread again and set it aside for another hour. Then preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and put the dough into a pan and place it in the oven for about 45 minutes. After the bread is done, you can choose to put butter on it, jelly, pretty much anything you want, and you will be able to enjoy it. Thank you.